The National Tractor Pulling Championships is the event that every single competitor wants to win. Since 1967, they've been coming to Bowling Green, Ohio with one thing in their mind. That's getting to victory lane. Hi, everybody. I'm Doc Riley, and welcome to the special edition of Wheel Power from Bowling Green, Ohio, the Wood County Fairgrounds, the site of Pull Town, USA. Pro Stock's got a bunch of them. Record numbers here. The competition will be first. It's coming your way next on Wheel Power. Oh, we have got 54 Pro Stockers lined up here on a beautiful afternoon in northeastern Ohio. The Bowling Green track, 300 foot long, the first to test its surface. Kevin Masterson out of Grandview, Indiana, aboard the River Rat. The new phrase for the John Deeres here at Bowling Green is Fear the Deer. Many John Deere pulling fans are here from throughout the United States as well as Canada. And Kevin Masterson, a winner here before at Bowling Green, hopes to be able to turn the magic this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what they love here in tractor pulling. It's called a full pull. And Pull Town, USA's very first one is Kevin Masterson aboard the River Rat John Deere. John CESPEDES is up next out of Louisville, Ohio. It's Fool's Gold. Now, this is a Minneapolis Moline. It's not your typical John Deere or your red tractor, the International Harvester. And you're not going to see any smoke out of this one. Now, the Pro Stock rules are very specific. You cannot run alcohol. But this vehicle, the smokeless alternative, runs on propane, the only one in the class. Let's see how John CESPEDES does here, as he's one of 54 at Bowling Green in the Pro Stock ranks. Propane, not the fuel that was hot enough today. John CESPEDES at 2:68 and 5. This class may shape up to be a battle of a couple of drivers seated on green tractors. For those of you not familiar with Pro Stock tractor pulling, the John Deeres are green, and nothing runs like a Deere. The other antagonist, the red tractors, the International Harvesters. Now, there's 54 in this class, but this next puller, Lance Little, out of Tuscola, Illinois, in gang green, is one of the best. A former winner here at Bowling Green. Kevin Masterson, the first one to take it, 312.04 inches. That is a full pull, so we will have a pull-off if Lance Little and the rest of the field can get by 300 feet. If not, Kevin Masterson's a winner here at Bowling Green. Lance Little, Tuscola, Illinois, in gang green. Oh, Lance Little tries, but it looks as if he's going to be just a little bit short. Kevin Masterson's got to be breathing a sigh of relief on that one as Little comes up just short of 300 feet. Next up to the line, it's Kenny Bryan, Jamestown, Ohio, the ALLIS Challenger. It's an ALLIS-Chalmers D21. We said that most of the color is green, some red. Here's an orange tractor. A couple of fans here at Bowling Green, and this guy would love to get in the pull-off because that way his fans, the ALLIS-Chalmers fans, will be represented. The ALLIS Challenger, Kenny Bryan. Kenny Bryan, no challenge this time, comes up a little short. Matter of fact, a lot short for this class, 286.28. Mike Linder, Edison, Ohio, is up next, and this guy represents Pro Stock pulling like nobody else on the planet. He's been doing this a long time, and around the Buckeye State, he's very well known as one of the men to beat. At Bowling Green, you roll the numbers, you take your chance. Mike Linder right now, pulls early in the class. Now, when they come to the line, the order of pull is very simple. When they enter the event, they pull a number, so it's completely at random. Sometimes that works to an advantage, sometimes that works to a disadvantage. Mike Linder's been in this situation a number of times before. The experience may be able to get him down the Bowling Green track. Mike Linder gave it everything he had right down the middle of the track. The old John Deere, headquartered out of Edison, Ohio, just didn't have the horses this time by. Well, there is hope for the folks that like red tractors. Jeff Rapp out of Romeo, Michigan. One bad apple, he calls it. Now again, in this class, a single turbocharger, and underneath the side shields of this ride right here, there's a whole lot of horsepower produced. He may be the only red tractor that'll have a chance to get to the top 5 with the John Deeres. Jeff Rapp makes the magic happen right there for one bad apple. 3:01 and some change. So Jeff Rapp joins the pull-off.
Oh, they found the track.
Jay Ruff out of Mantua, Ohio, aboard a John Deere 7800. The color of the day in Pro Stocks will be green. 54 in this class, and this guy, Jay Ruff, aboard a John Deere. Pro Stock tractors are limited to one turbocharger. Pro Stock pullers from all over the Midwest and Canada came to Pull Town, USA. They all came with one thing on their mind: winning. A number of them knew they were probably outgunned from the very beginning, but they all came and tried to win the National Tractor Pulling Championship Pro Stock crown. For many of them, it was a battle not against anybody else on the track, but to see if they could get their Pro Stock as far down the track as possible. For many of these competitors, they knew they were going to be outgunned as soon as they hooked to the sled, but there's always that matter of pride. Could I beat my best friend, my neighbor? Could I go farther than ever? Could I set a personal best here at Bowling Green? There can only be one winner, but a lot of pride packed in those 54 competitors that come to the line and play between the chalks here at Pull Town, USA. Carl Schuler Jr. out of Pendleton, Pennsylvania, the Super Moose. He is the final one with the shot to win here. Carl Schuler Jr., Pendleton, Pennsylvania, calls it the Super Moose. The Super Moose goes by 300 feet. Carl Schuler Jr. is the 10th competitor headed to the pull-off. He does Pendleton, Pennsylvania proud. The pull-off is coming up next. Well, we start the pull-off. There's 10 coming trackside. And Kevin Masterson, the guy who's picked up one win here at Bowling Green already, in the River Rat out of Grandview, Indiana. He may be just the guy to beat. However, he did not pull the farthest distance in the first round. He was second overall. So Kevin Masterson, the River Rat, John Deere on the line to lead off our pull-off. He sets the mark for the class at 2:88 and 0. 2:88 even for the River Rat, Kevin Masterson. He was second coming out of the first round in the total distance pull. Dusk Till Dawn. Monty McCoy out of Warsaw, Ohio in Dusk Till Dawn. He qualified for the pull-off by going 304 feet. All of that changes right now because these competitors have had the opportunity. It's been a huge class. They've had an opportunity to go back and make some minor adjustments to their vehicles. They can change some weight. They can add some fuel. They can try to cool the tractor down. They really cannot go through and change anything mechanical unless it's broken. These Pro Stocks, though, are built bulletproof. They very rarely break. So Monte McCoy right now, it's all up to him as he sits in the seat to spot the sled and hope that the right combination is in front of him. He gets set here in our Pro Stock pull-off. Monte McCoy takes over the lead in the pull-off, 297.52. So Monte McCoy right now, dusk till dawn, may be the man to beat here at Bowling Green. Louisville, Ohio's Kevin SCHMUCKER in the Rampage. This guy's been in the top 5 at Bowling Green, and his first round distance of 307 feet may just be able to help him here. The mark of the class, 297.5. That's what they're all shooting for here in the Pro Stock class. As Kevin SCHMUCKER builds the boost, the side shield comes off right there, and it doesn't look as if it's been anything damaged. These Pro Stock tractors build incredible boost pressure. They use a turbocharger, and they can have one, and they may build as much as 80 pounds of boost pressure per square inch. That, folks, is unbelievable. Building the horsepower. But it looks as if it's going to be a slow day for Kevin SCHMUCKER as he'll be towed from the line. Robert Martin, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania is next. Another green tractor ride here. And I tell you one thing, at Bowling Green, Ohio, the John Deere fans are pretty happy. But there is, however, another color waiting in the wings. We will see what can happen here as Rob Martin gets set to go. You run what you brung, and you hope you brung enough. That's the adage here at Bowling Green, Ohio. You heard that little flutter? That is a turbocharger going bad. It just goes underneath the boost right there, so Robert Martin is going to get a check in the top 10, but it's not going to be the big check. Jeff Rapp, Romeo, Michigan, one bad apple. He's one of the red tractors that comes out right now, and he sits in a very comfortable spot. He knows he's already going to get a check in the top 10. He finished 5th earlier in the weekend, and what he really needs to do is just turn it up a notch. Maybe not all the way. The track is changing here this afternoon, and if he plays it just a notch above conservative, he may walk away with the win. Nah, you're not going to believe that, are you, folks? Jeff Rapp is going to go hammered down. You want to win. You don't care about points. You care about winning. That's what they do when they come to Bowling Green, Ohio, Poletown, USA. They want to be in victory lane and number 1 because no one can take it away from you. Jeff Rapp comes down, but the Iron Man sled puts the hammer on him right there. A pretty nice pass, but you know, sometimes that's all you're going to get out of your tractor. The lethal weapon belongs to Carl Attley, Xenia, Ohio. And he has got that lethal weapon pointed at 297.6. Because if he does that, he'll be the new leader in the class. Monte McCoy has that lead with the dust till dawn. He's at 297.5. So again, Carl Attley, lethal weapon right now, is aiming for that 300-foot stripe. this time, the former Rookie of the Year, the former champion, and Lethal Weapon is going to come up short in his quest to be the best here at Bowling Green. Next up, Tom Harmon, North Blanche, Michigan, in the Preparation H. You know, it is really, if you think about it, quite an honor just to be in the pull-off here at Bowling Green. They take the top 10 furthest distances, bring them back, and pull to find out who the winner is. So it's kind of a race within a race. But it was such a long class with many numbers from all over the United States and Canada that it really is just kind of a winner's type situation when you get into that pull-off. Again, all these guys competitive, trying to get that #1 position out of here. Again, if you ask most of them, top 10 at Bowling Green, not a bad day's work in Old Town, USA. Oh, yes indeed! You betcha. Tom Harmon, Preparation H right there, has now set the new leading distance to beat.
National, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
7 in the books right now, and it is Scott SNYDER next. His chance time is running out for these competitors to try now to get by Tom Harmon, #1 in the Pro Stock Rundown. For Scott SNYDER out of Yankton City, Illinois, this is a big day in his short bowling career. He's the son of Sonny SNYDER, who's pulled for a number of years here at Bowling Green. But young Scott, this is his first opportunity to pull here at Old Town, USA. Can afford the thumper. Getting into the top 10 is going to be special. Whatever he can do from here would be just increase that great feeling. Well, that's going to make his dad proud. He didn't win the class right there, but he is top 10 in Bowling Green. A nice pass there by Scott SNYDER. Next up, it's John Wilkins, Shotgun Red out of Fresno, Ohio. The best pass in the first round at over 315 feet. This guy has won here at Bowling Green. He is one of the best in the business. Legendary here in the state of Ohio in pro stock bowling. He's next. He's got a good shot to win. Another puller drives, but he's going to come up a little short. You'll remember that he had the first pull, the best pull in the first round, but it's not going to happen this time around. "52 competitors enter the class, 10 in a pull-off. This is the last shot at glory here at Bowling Green. This will be the 62nd puller in the 10,000-pound pro stock event. Carl Schuler Jr. out of Pendleton, Pennsylvania, the Super Moose, 62nd pro stocker, and the last man with the chance to take home the win at Bowling Green. Oh, for Carl Schuler Jr., he's going to fall short. The Super Moose, just over 280 feet. That's not going to put him in the top 5, so Tom Harmon, the winner of Pro Stocks at Bowling Green. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bowling Green, Ohio, 62 passes in pro stock, and the man that outlasts them all, Tom Harmon, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's got to be one of those situations where we've been pulling all afternoon long. Did the track change at all coming into the pull-up?
I don't think it changed a whole lot. We were all worried about that because we're such a big class and we were afraid that it was going to get too dry. But I think it really stayed pretty close. They did a good job. Let's talk a little bit about the people that you're battling up against. What a great collection of people. We've got legends, you know, at Bowling Green who have been here and won a number of times. You've got some young guns here. What a great mix of people. Oh, it's great time. We got a second here last year, and that was our best ever. This is the ultimate.
Oh, there you go. A little change of plans, maybe. You win it one time, why not come back and win it in yet another vehicle? What an incredible weekend it was. Northwest Ohio Tractor Pullers Association, the blue shirts have been absolutely wonderful. They put on arguably the best truck and tractor pulling event in the entire United States. And if you need more information about it, just dial up the World Wide Web at www.pulltown.com.